Hey guys, welcome back to a new reaction on this channel. Today I'm going to be reacting to some more Galneryus. Today with their song Blast of Hell. Guys, it's been 2 weeks since my last Galneryus reaction, so not that long ago. And maybe you remember, or maybe also not, I don't know. I reacted to their song No Exit, which is from the same record, Reincarnation. And also maybe you remember that I said back then that they got a complete different singer in that song, and it sounds completely different. The voice is completely different. I didn't really knew if it's an old singer, if it's a new singer. You guys know? I just said that this is not my type of voice for Galneryus because I think the voice I heard before in other songs like Angel of Salvation, for example, is the better fit. Just my personal opinion. You guys told me that, and I also did a deeper jump into the internet informations and stuff, and I was 100% right, by the way. It was a different singer. From 2000 till 2009, they got a singer called Yama B, and that was the first Galneryus singer, and that is the singer you hear on this record, Reincarnation, because I guess this is the last record he did with Galneryus, because Reincarnation came out 2008, so 1 year before he left. From 2009 till today, they have Masatoshi Ono, I guess, is the name of him. I really hope it's right. And I think, like I said before, Masatoshi is, for me, the better fit for this band. But I also understand when the people who grew up or started to listen to Galneryus with Yama B are maybe disappointed or whatever. I know a singer change is always heavy. I know that. It's always. But we will see. Maybe this song will get me more than No Exit. Because like I said, in my opinion, Yama B, he got a little bit more like an opera voice, which is really cool, but it doesn't, in my opinion, it doesn't fit as much for a power metal band. But we will see. Galneryus, Blast of Hell. Let's freaking go. Right, guys. Sorry to pause after that because the copyright strikes. You guys know this is Galneryus with Blast of Hell. Yeah, I'm sorry. I would definitely stick to my opinion that I think that Masatoshi is the better singer for this band. I still think that also after the second song I ever heard by Yamabi. Um, but in my opinion, it's a better song than No Exit. It's a little bit more faster. I also love that in No Exit, the gang vocals were extremely cool. So at least we call it in the hardcore scene like that. So when everybody in the band, or at least more people in the band, are singing together at some points, we call that gang vocals. I don't know how you call it in power metal, whatever. I'm sorry. I think it's really cool. The guitars are extremely amazing in my opinion. They are really catchy. They're really awesome. But still, when I think it comes to voice, Masatoshi is the number one for me, for Galneryus at least. Because he got the more higher voice, and I also think that higher voices fits more into power metal. Of course, there are power metal bands where the deep voices, I don't want to say better, but something different, or they, for example, Sabaton, for example, the Swedish power metal band. Maybe you heard of them, maybe not. Also, the singer of Sabaton, I forgot his name, I'm so sorry. He got a really deep voice. But that is something completely different in my opinion. I can't really describe it because maybe everyone grew up with his voice and stuff like that. And maybe if I started listening to Galneryus with Yamabi instead of the newer singer Masatoshi, I would have a different view on it. I have no idea, guys. I really have no idea. But in my opinion, I guess his voice could fit in other genres a little bit more than the Galneryus genre. But that's, like I said, just my personal opinion. Totally fine if you disagree with that. I'm completely fine with that. But like I said, my personal opinion. All right, guys, we go a little bit back. We listen to the rest of the song. Let's go. Alright, guys. That was Galneryus with Blast of Hell. And I'm honest, I'm really honest with you. Even if I'm not the biggest fan of Yamabe's voice, like I said before, in my opinion, this was one of the best Galneryus songs I reacted to, because in general, the whole song was freaking insane. I really love that song. I don't know why, but it got something. Especially the instrumentals were extremely amazing. And even if I'm not a big guitar fan, and I really hate guitar solos, guys, I'm really honest with you. I hate, not directly in that song or also in other tracks, but when you have, for example, a typical heavy metal song, like I said, an Iron Maiden song, a Metallica song, whatever, and then you see the song is 8, 9, maybe 10 minutes long, you know exactly 5, 6 minutes of this is just guitar solo. And I freaking hate that. I really, really do, guys. I'm so sorry. That's why I hate the usual heavy metal or whatever. And I also know that in power metal, guitar solos are a usual thing. But I'm honest, even the guitar solo was extremely cool in that song. I don't know, in general, it was a catchy track. Maybe it's not close enough to Angel of Salvation, but in my opinion, maybe this is my new number 2 favorite Galneryus song. Even with Yamabe as singer, it was an extremely amazing track overall, in my opinion. And maybe it's another one for my private Spotify playlist, I'm honest with you. And you guys know I'm usually not a power metal fan. Absolutely not. It's not my type of music, but that song definitely got something. It was really cool. I really enjoyed that one. So, thanks for this request. Thanks for showing me another song from the record Reincarnation with Yamabe. Thanks for that. If you haven't seen my other Galneryus reactions I did before, a couple of times, all the Yamabe song No Exit and also Angel of Salvation and a couple of different tracks, I will give you my Galneryus reaction playlist right now in the outro. Just click on the playlist on screen and you can watch them if you want to. If you want to talk about Galneryus with me, the whole community, join our community Discord. Links down in the description. You can join anytime. You can talk about anything you want. Cool to see you there. And then I hope I see you guys again in another reaction. Would be awesome. And I say, bye!